Hello, everyone. In this episode, as I mentioned earlier, it's Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla II in 1993. 1 hour and 48-minute action adventure, released December 11th, 1993 in Japan. Storyline: the United Nations assembles the ultimate weapon to defeat Godzilla, while scientists discover a fresh egg on a remote Japanese island. Directed by Takao Okawara and Kazuki Ômori. Now, folks, I mentioned previously, this has a variety of characters in it. Of course, you have Godzilla. You have Baby Godzilla. You have Rodan, which I pronounce it Rodan. That's how I always pronounced it. All in one movie. The movie takes place right in the beginning. These people go to the island, and they find this egg. And lo and behold, there is Rodan, or Rodan, causing havoc. They manage to get the egg to Japan. And that egg is linked to Rodan. It's weird, though, because the egg was actually in the nest, but it's actually not. It's actually, they call it Godzillasaurus. Baby Godzilla. Not quite the same. And you have the Mechagodzilla II, once again. It's a fighting machine, the ultimate weapon, and it's very powerful. So you have Rodan and Godzilla fighting on the island before the egg comes to Japan. So Rodan was believed to be dead. So Godzilla decides to make a trip to Japan. And then the egg hatches. It's a cute little bugger. As I mentioned in the last movie I reviewed about Baby Godzilla, so technically this movie is before the one I just reviewed before this one. And story leads up to where it's Mecha versus Godzilla. Then it's Mecha versus Rodan. Godzilla was getting defeated pretty bad. Turns out that Godzilla has two hearts. One obviously in the head and one down in the midsection. So they have an idea of how to kill Godzilla or to knock him off his feet. They succeed in doing that. But what they weren't suspecting is Rodan lands on top of Godzilla while he's laying on the ground, and Rodan brings Godzilla back to life. So, and the Mechagodzilla II is pretty much in bad shape. So the end result is Godzilla wins, and his girl had to telepathic to Godzilla to take the baby dinosaur back with him. And that's what the moral of the story is. Again, I love these films from the 90s with Godzillas. They all intertwine with each other. I got kind of messed up by reviewing one before the other, but now it makes sense of why Baby Godzilla was on the island. That being said, Godzilla is now getting different. He's now looking more and more and more meaner. So that's pretty cool. So if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. This is not part 2 of the one from 74. It's not the same, different story. They're not connected. So don't think that at all. So that being said, great story, great idea, great fun. Typical Godzilla. Fighting Rodan. Fighting Mechagodzilla. And you name it. It's a fun little film. So definitely check it out. I'll try and find a link to post a movie below my review. You can watch it there. This is Gruesome Herzog. I give this film a 7.5 out of 10. It's a fun little flick. There's actually some Americans in this one now. They're starting to slide some Americans in these movies, which is pretty cool. There's one more thing I want to mention. It's funny how they make these movies, but they're always trying to kill Godzilla. So if another creature comes to Japan, who's going to fight it? It's just me being me. That being said, it's a great, great story. So definitely check it out. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla II in 1974. This is Gruesome Herzog, and I'm out of here.